Okay, so now we're jumping into a little bit more math. We are finding the axis of symmetry, and that formula is in your notes, it's in your book, and the formula is x equals negative b over 2a. And if we come back to standard form, remember a is the number in front of x squared, b is the number in front of x, and c is the number without the variable. So the first thing that we're going to do is just identify what is A, what is B, and what is C. Even though we don't use C here, we're still going to identify it because we need it later. So A is a number in front of x squared. Even though it doesn't look like there's a number here, we know that there's an imaginary 1 right there. B is a number in front of x, which is 3, and then C is the number without the variable, which is 4. Now I'm going to take my formula and replace these letters with the numbers. So x equals negative, that comes from the formula, it's always there. B is 3. Over 2 comes from the formula, and A is 1. So when I simplify, I just have negative 3 over 2. And that is your axis of symmetry. Remember we talked about the vertex is this middle point right here? The axis of symmetry is a vertical line that runs right through the vertex. Because I could fold this parabola in half and the same thing happens on this side as it does on this side, which is why this is called the axis of symmetry. So final answer is x equals negative 3 over 2. Now, moving on to example 5, where we're finding the vertex. So remember this line runs straight through the vertex. This is also the x-coordinate for this ordered pair. So we're going to use the same formula to find the x value of my vertex, and then we're going to take this number, plug it back in for these x's, and that'll tell me the y. So let's do example 5, which is y equals negative x squared minus 2x. So first we're going to identify a, b, and c. A is negative 1. B is negative 2, and there's not a C, we're not going to worry about it. So our first formula is x equals negative b over 2a. It's okay. I think you ate all your cookies. Yeah, you did.
We'll get more. I'll get you more. Go. I'll bring them.
Okay, so, sorry. Plugging b in is negative 2, plugging in right here. So I have two negatives because this one comes from the formula and that one comes from your b. And then it's over 2 times another negative 1. So this negative and a negative is going to make a positive, so I'll have 2 over 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, and that simplifies to negative 1. So this is the x value of your vertex. To find the y, you're going to plug this back in for your x's. So we'll have y equals negative times negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1. Dear Aunt Sally, we got to do that exponent first. Negative 1 squared is a positive 1, but this negative outside the parentheses is still out here, so I have a negative 1, and then negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. So y equals negative 1 plus 2. Y equals positive 1, and that's the y value of your vertex.